This morning, I think I was going through it. I reheated my chai 3 times, forgot where I left my phone. It was in the fridge. Yeah, I know. And I had a full meltdown over a missing email that I thought I wrote, but I never actually wrote. Hi, welcome to the Founder, Mama, and ADHD Life. I think this is the first time I've ever admitted that I have ADHD on anywhere. I know I've done 300 plus episodes. If you are new to the channel, you can go ahead. And if you're watching this on YouTube, please hit subscribe and like this episode. But I really wanted to get real with this journey because I wanted to give other people permission that if they were living in shame or they were living in denial or if they were living with, oh my gosh, I've had all of those feelings too. But if you've ever felt like your brain is on 37 tabs with 12 audio tracks playing at once while you're building a business and you're trying to raise emotionally healthy humans while on a treadmill, you are not broken. You're actually just brilliant. And I want to talk about it. I'm Dr. Neeta Bhushan, author, mama of two, emotional health educator, and founder of Chitonics, a brand born out of my own need to slow the heck down and support my own nervous system. And this video an episode today is for mamas who may think they have ADHD, diagnosed or not, or undiagnosed, or trying to juggle Slack messages, WhatsApp messages, lunchboxes, Zoom calls, meltdowns, yours and or your kids, and the guilt that you're somehow always dropping a ball somewhere. But guess what? You're not alone. And you don't have to fix your brain in order to thrive. You just need to understand your brain. And that's why I really wanted to talk about this today, because I think so often if we are subscribing to this positive psychology myth, right? And I love positive psychology. We then think, okay, I don't want to tell my brain this because that's all it's going to know. It's all it's going to receive. So there's yes and that. But with the right information, you can understand and have compassion for yourself and then give yourself the tools it needs so that it can thrive. So here's what it looks like for mamas with ADHD. I want to debunk some things. It's not about being distracted, okay? It can look like hyper focus on the wrong thing at 11 p.m., or just a bunch of ideas, or that you basically think you have way more time than you actually do. So, meaning that you're always late, but you think that within that 5 minutes, like you have to be somewhere in 5 minutes, but you're gonna start the laundry, start the dishwasher, and you're gonna check an email that you had to respond to all at the same time, but you're gonna end up late, overwhelmed from so many amazing good ideas, emotional sensitivity, okay? Talking about time blindness, right? Like, how is it 5 p.m. and I needed to be at the doctor's at 5:15? Perfectionism paralysis. Yep, that is a thing. And when you're also a founder and a mom, okay, that's a whole special cocktail because your brain is not lazy. It's wired to do so many different things and it processes the world at a warp speed. Now, you just need the tools to help it land. And if you are overstimulated, if you are overworked, if you haven't given your body a second to breathe, you will crash. You will crash and you will crash hard. Okay, so these are my 3 non-linear ADHD friendly rituals that have saved me. And I call them rituals because I think rituals are sacred and habits are, I don't know, they're boring, but rituals are something that I feel like they're sacred in our day. And I want to really share what's really helped me stay grounded and regulated and moving fully imperfectly forward. Okay. So this is huge and this has been huge for me as a founder because even with my ADHD, like I can get a ton of things done. I'm hyper productive. And for those of you who don't know, like I'm a double Capricorn, my rising sign and my moon sign. So it is just like work till you drop. And I love it. I absolutely love it. And I used to have a lot of guilt around it as a mama, but that's how I really fuel my life. And I get really creative. And I think I'm a better mama at the end of the day when I know that I'm doing something that I love. But this is huge. The brain dump and the micro step combo every morning. So I literally write down all of the things, everything that's swirling in my brain. Sometimes it will be like I have 3 different ways. I'll do it on my Airtable. I'll do it, on my to-do list. And if I need to actually like have that brain capacity of writing it down, on my Remarkable or just my notes pad on my to-dos list in my phone. This is huge. So I have a kind of notepad for my to-dos, my worries, my grocery list, and then I pick one tiny next step. Sometimes the whole project, but not always, but just one, because momentum trumps perfection. And, it doesn't need to all happen. Although if I get a few of those tiny little ones in, it's like my wins. And then I gamify it and then I'm checking it off. And I just love that feeling when I'm literally checking it off and I'm just deleting it from my, usually lately I've been doing my phone screen, but for any work related tasks, I have about like 4 different Airtables. Why? Because organization of my brain is so important. And many times I have to organize so many other people. So this becomes literally the, gosh, it becomes my gift and it's so nourishing for my body. Okay. Ritual number 2, my chai ritual. And this one honestly changed my life. And this is one of the reasons why I started Chai Tonic. So every morning I literally make my adaptogenic chai. Now that we have Chai Tonics, it's not as, you know, the slow down that the 10 minutes that I have. It's now more like I can actually have my ritual. I can journal because the fact that I have created something that's instant that I can just add water to, I can now slow down. I can take my ritual card because my ritual card has my intention and I can have that sacred. And I take my notebook because for about 6 years, I haven't had a chance to write in my journal. Like pre-kids, that was so sacred. Journaling for me was so sacred. And now because I've made this instant chai that has all the adaptogens, that has all of the herbs, that I'm not crushing herbs in the morning, I'm not doing all of those things. My morning ritual can now look so different because now I have chai tonics and I can really anchor in what is it that I want to create in the day, spend my time journaling, which is literally a habit I used to do pre-kids. And honestly, making my chai and crushing those herbs in the mornings were my ritual before. But now that I have chai tonics, it's just add water and it is my anchor because sometimes wellness looks like one soothing cup that reminds you that you are okay, reminds you of what are you trying to claim in your day? What do you need? So whether I need energy, calm, or nourishment, there is that blend that meets you where you're at, and I will link it below. And okay, my last habit here or ritual. These are rhythms over routines. And I love rhythms over routines because my ADHD brain rebels against schedules. So instead of strict routines, I actually follow my rhythms. I have a morning rhythm, I have a creative rhythm in my afternoon, and a wind down rhythm. And here's why. So the most important things for me, it's kind of like Eat the Frog, if you've ever read that book. But you want to be able to do those hardest things first because many times with ADHD brain, we tend to do all the little things first and then the big things you save for later, but then you never get it done. And so, no, I've got to eat the frog first. Now, here's the piece that hit me the hardest. ADHD isn't logical, it's emotional. Okay. There is a guilt of missing a deadline. There is the shame of forgetting somebody's birthday again, or the meeting again, even though you know it's on your calendar. The overwhelm of why can't I just focus like everybody else? But the thing is you do focus. We do focus. We sometimes even hyper focus. We sometimes even over focus and we get so pinned on a certain thing. But when you're building a business and raising littles, that self-talk can get really, really loud. So here's what I want you to hear. You're not behind. You're not unproductive. You're not bad. You're just having a beautiful, non-linear, neurodivergent brain. And maybe the chaos isn't the problem. Maybe the pressure to be someone you're not is. And here's what I've learned. Now, you don't have to focus yourself into productivity boxes. Like I thought I had to get everything done before, I don't know, 12 p.m. But I've realized that, you don't have to feel ashamed for being scattered. You get to thrive with your ADHD, not in spite of it. So now I celebrate the fact that, yeah, I am always late. I am. That is what it is. But I thrive in it. And I know that, like, while I set my alarm and timer to get a whole sequence of funnels or email writing done for the month or even content planning, Why do I procrastinate until like, I don't know, the 10 minutes before it's done? Well, because then I get a whole plethora of ideas and then I'm like done with a whole sequence and, the next 4 months of content that I was supposed to plan in the first place. So we just work differently. Many times we actually get this full showering of creative ideas. And I don't know about you, but for me, it happens when I've actually had movement. So when I've moved, when I've worked out, when I've walked, when I've gotten my steps in, this for me is so important because it helps organize my brain. And you have to be able to build your life around your brain when you have ADHD. Let go of perfection, let go if and when it all feels like it's too much. And maybe you just need to pause. Maybe you just need to make a cup of chai. And maybe you just need to, after that, come back to yourself. What feels good? What feels whole? So, if you are a fellow founder, a mama, or a multitasking queen with an ADHD brain or neurodivergent brain, this is your sign to start treating your nervous system with a little love. My chai ritual isn't just a beverage, it's a return to home. And that's why I created Chai Tonics. And it's why I created our Focus Flow Chai for a lot of times our ADHD mamas who need that saffron because our blend has saffron in it. The Focus Flow Chai has saffron in it. And we have blends for focus, for calm. That's our rose ritual. But it's made for busy, brilliant women, mamas just like you. So go ahead and check out neetabhushan.com/ritual. And you can get your ritual starter kit, your 1 month supply. You can get your 15% off as a Brave Table Watcher listener when you use the code BRAVE at checkout. And you can drop a comment if this hits home for you. If you feel seen for the very first time, I would love to hear your favorite ADHD hack or your favorite flavor of chaos or what happens when you're like in the full focus and then, you have to go pick up your kids. I hate when that happens. Please subscribe for more honest conversations. Like this video, let us know what you loved. Share this with somebody who is also going through the motions. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time. You know I've got so much more in store for you. So if you are really ready to dive in and keep owning your emotions like the boss that you are, click right here. Go ahead, don't be shy. I'll see you in the next one. Keep shining.